Alright, I'm going to put this as a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. I don't regret doing this, and I can already hear you typing comments down below saying like, you're an idiot, just sand the car. I don't want to sand the car because I don't want to go through the galvanizing coating on the steel because I don't want the whole car to rust out. The car's been sitting out here for over a week, and it has almost no rust on it except for where the body repair was done. And I can't get methylene chloride, so this is the fastest way that I can get this done while keeping the galvanizing coating on it. And even then, I'm still scratching it up here and there. Not a big deal. Alright, on to the actual video. What a week. I haven't uploaded anything since, Tuesday or Monday. Finally gonna make the Accord different. So I know I've been jumbling up a few different options, and I finally made my decision. You guys are just gonna have to watch and wait for that. But right now I gotta take the front and rear bumper out and the tail lights and headlights off. So I got the rear bumper, tail lights stuff, and the front bumper, headlights and stuff off.
I want to eat the paint stripper.
I heard it's good for you. So I think we're ready. Oh God. I think we're ready to provide the treatments to the paint.
It's a paint correction service that we provide.
Yes. Highly detailed, scaled, all the PPE you could want. We just don't want to get this stuff on our skin. Being safe. Safety first. My thumb's not that big. Yeah. So we went ahead and did the first coat of the paint stripper on the entire car, which is still off-gassing, of course. It's very volatile stuff. What was it? Methyl acetate and 1 and 3 dioxylane. Some nasty chemicals that'll dissolve any organic material, essentially. Basically any plastics, and it will not touch any metals, hence the metal paint pan, because I know if I got a plastic one it would have ate right through it. But it is getting pretty good down straight to the metal with not much work done to it at all. This side was just done, and we got the hood pretty good as well. The hood seems to be a weird color underneath, like a goldish type of coating on the steel or something, I don't know. Either way, it's all going to get scraped off, whatever we can, rinsed, dried, and reapplied in any areas that are still covered in paint. Done this before. It takes about a day. How you doing, Connor?
I didn't sleep.
You didn't sleep? Oh, so you're just like
Dead.
You want coffee?
We go to a car meet. Some guy died.
Some guy died. Chill. Wow. So this did not go as planned, of course. Found out that the stuff I used on my Golf was methylene chloride. Super dangerous, toxic stuff, but it strips the paint off good. This GIMP stuff that I got now, that they're selling in the United States, is trash. I'm having to scrape off all the paint. Like, I got the trunk mostly done. Like, you can still see like streaks of the primer and whatnot everywhere. But like, this is metal. And then I started, and then that stuff, like the darker brown and grayish streaks, that's primer. But I got the trunk, top of the trunk, the top of the quarter panel, all the way down the A-pillar. Still got both doors, like, again, Bondo. It's just a mess. And on the roof. So I'm stripping away thousands of dollars of repairs, 3 coats of paint on all the black parts, 2 coats on the gray parts, and then that silver fender used to be blue, so there's 2 coats on that as well. And this stripper that I'm using, just the Rust-Oleum aircraft remover, just isn't doing it. I'm dripping sweat. And I only have a finite time that I can do this since the car's outside. I can't just sit out here in the heat because the stuff evaporates too quickly and doesn't actually do anything at all. So I basically got between when it's done raining and nighttime. And yeah, right now it's about nighttime. So heading in, I'm gonna continue to do this throughout the week and hopefully end up with a video. And yeah, that'll be about it. It's Thursday. I'm surprised it hasn't started pouring yet because it was blue skies when I got here after work. It's been about an hour and it has just turned into this gray mass above me. Going that way. Whatever. Still out here working on this Accord, you know. Started this on Saturday. And yeah, it's not going too well because I can't get any methylene chloride, which is the good stuff. Now this crap shit that I'm using, which is the, you know, can we just talk about why methylene chloride is banned in the United States? Because people were using it to strip bathtubs in bathrooms, in very small bathrooms, with no ventilation. And methylene chloride causes asphyxiation and carbon monoxide buildup in your respiratory system. But if you have the proper PPE on, you won't have those issues. Fucking consumers ruining a whole business out here essentially and wasting all my time. So yeah, this what we got. So this car's been painted 3 times. That's coat number 1, the original paint that's on there still. That stuff's sticking really well. The shit that I had put on there didn't stick at all, really. It just came right off. So that's the second coat mixed with the top coat, because the second coat was kind of shitty respray. But I don't know how old it was, but there was a bunch of body repair everywhere. It was right there, down in here a little bit, those two, that, and that down there, and that, and then this over here. Yeah, this whole rear quarter panel was just all types of fucked. But this, I did basically the whole bottom half of this quarter panel, I just did in about 1 hour. It just took some prep work and some time to get it all set up, but it was a minimal effort. Whereas the trunk and this and the half of the roof that I did was kind of not great. I did that basically just by brute forcing it. And there is still a lot of original primer left on all these pieces everywhere. Just because I can't really scrape it off. It's just like, you can see where I'm scraping with a metal scraper, gouging this metal. Which, you know, just adds more character, except for this right here. I'm not happy about that. The little corner on the scraper decided to nick in, or like bend in, so it just kept nicking it. Yeah, I just gotta keep an eye on that. But yeah, this is low effort. This fender and this hood are gonna be the bane of my existence, because whatever paint is on this was actually decent, so it's not really coming off too well. I think it's fair to say that this project went a little bit south. It's working, it's not efficient because the paint stripper isn't strong enough to go through the 3 layers of paint, which I'm sure you guys are going to hear about the 3 layers of paint multiple times, because I've been filming this been making this video over the past week. I've been working on this car. So far, all I've gotten done is the top of the trunk. This little back piece on the trunk, this I'm still working on. That's difficult because it's not really flat. Got this whole quarter panel done. Primer is the gas cup thing. Yep. Primered this door handle. I just did that like 2 minutes ago. Nothing too fancy. It's supposed to look a little ratty, so it's got a bit of a texture to it. Same thing with the gas door here. And I'm also going to be painting this trim. I might be painting it black, but the side skirt is definitely going primer. That was a mistake I did on the Golf that I did this to before. It was already black undercoated, so I just went over it again with more black undercoating, and it didn't look like it was low enough. And I am going to be adjusting these coilovers and actually maxing them out as far as they will go, with no preload on the spring, So they're gonna have like half an inch of travel on the shock, which is fine. Then I got this whole door done. Half the roof is done, which the roof looks like someone has sanded this before because it is getting a little rusty. Whereas the rest of the car, this was the first thing that I got all the paint off of, and there's no rust on it, and it's raw metal. It's just the galvanized coating on it. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. Now, of course, I got to clean up a lot and figure something out. And then this roof, I might end up primering. I am going to primer the window tracks, and then this fender and this hood. I got them off the same car. I don't know what the hell is going on with these, but it is like impossible to get this coating off. Like, there's primer on primer on primer, and there's just a little scratch where it goes down to metal sometimes. But it's just not going through to it. And I think this entire fender was sanded and primered for too many coats, so I might end up just getting a brand new fender and just taking the primer coating off of that one, just because that'll be a nice fresh piece of galvanizing. I just wanted to use like a factory, like from 94 to 97, so that it would kind of match, but obviously this isn't working out too well. The hood I'm just gonna have to deal with. I have to get this off somehow. It's just very difficult with the stripper I'm using, which is the best stripper that I could find. Rust-Oleum aircraft remover, non-methylene chloride. You see, that's the problem. I can't buy methylene chloride. I might be able to get my hands on some, but obviously it wouldn't be legal, and I probably wouldn't be able to get enough because I need like 2 gallons of this stuff. So, kind of stuck. I'm gonna have to continue working on this. I basically got half the car done. I still got to get the hood. The hood's the biggest issue. That's going to probably take the longest just because it's such a large area. But the whole other side of the car is not done. So, and this took a week. So it's going to be another week working on the other side once in a while. And yeah, it's real slow. I got to get this front fender done or figure something else out for it. Then just flip the whole car around and start working on the other side. Because when I did the Golf, it was done in 2 days by myself. I put the methylene chloride on it, and it instantly bubbled. Of course, the Golf only had its original paint on it, so it was no issue getting that one coat off. But this has the original paint and primer and clear coat. Then it has another layer of primer with just a single stage on top of the primer over the dented areas, and basically the whole car was painted at that time. So that's 2 coats of primer, one for the dent repair. You know, it's a lot of primer, and I'm noticing it's not really eating the primer, which is an issue and causes this nastiness. Yeah, and that was just a huge ass dent that is there, and of course it's harder to get to the crap out of the dent because it's dented in. I don't know what the hell happened to it. What could have hit that like that, but yeah, it's not great. And yeah, that's all just raw metal, so me just digging at it and digging at it made it look like this, which is not great. But it was much better than the fist of Bondo I took out of it. Luckily, this trunk was pretty flat, pretty smooth, so I was able to scrape it all out with no issue. It's just these corners, these edges that I just cannot get right, and they just look like crap. This was just the first pass on the trunk, so it's actually going pretty well. But it's just slow. It's hot out, sweating pretty bad. And now that I know that this isn't actually methylene chloride, which is what all of the PPE was for, I'm not too worried about it. I'm outside. I am wearing glasses and gloves when I am applying it and scraping it off. But I'm not going in a full body suit. I'm not using a respirator. It's a joke, this stuff that I'm using. Why do idiots have to ruin things that actually work? I get it's a very dangerous chemical, but just use it correctly and there's no danger. Except for, if you're using it on a daily basis, in industry, commercial use, you can still get the methylene chloride. So the people that are still using it are using it every day, every week, and that, worst thing in the world. They're also using it mostly to get lead paint off of furniture and windows and stairs and stuff like that, and that just blows my mind. Yeah, it's so hot I can't even wear a hat out here. It's Sunday evening, and this is what I've gotten done. The whole trunk. I'm leaving that black because it's behind the license plate and they don't really matter anyways. But that's all done for the most part. Top of the trunk's done. This whole quarter panel is done. This door is done. Half the roof is done. This quarter panel, this fender I started. So I thought that there was more primer on this. Like, this looks like primer and then there's metal underneath it. But no, that's just like a completely different, like slightly different, it's lighter than the rest of the car. Yeah, but there's just a little bit of gold left on there, so that gives me hope for the hood, because then that means that all of this is metal, not the primer, at least mostly. So I'm probably gonna have to do 2 or 3 coats on this hood. Coat, scrape, coat, scrape, coat, scrape, and then I'll probably get most of it done and then just have to do little areas. And then I'll flip the car around and do this whole other side, which the roof is flat, the door is flat, the back fenders, or back quarter panel's flat. This fender is annoying because it is curved on every edge, so I'm having to like do really thin scrapes, which looks terrible. But I did get it all the way down there, so it's pretty much just this edge that needs to get done. It's like 7 o'clock already. I've been working on this since about 4 o'clock because it was raining this morning, annoyingly. I got up, was ready to do this, and then it started raining. Yeah, car's almost there. Just need about another week and a half. And this paint should all be taken off. I think it looks sick. Just wish the rest of the car was done and I had the bumpers on, the headlights back in, the taillights back in, everything. Probably going to get a different color of primer, because this primer is the same as this primer. And this, yeah, it doesn't blend in too well. It kind of looks like crap. It's all painted, but it's just, I did a rush job on it. Just kind of fucking painted it just because it looked hideous. But it definitely needs a darker color of primer. This is just like a generic sealer. Basically a primer that you would spray over Bondo, which was not the best idea. There are a couple different, slightly different shades. I'm gonna go for one that's more on the green-gray side, because that's kind of what this car is, kind of like a scummy, greeny gray color. I am talking way too much. I had a Red Bull. Yeah. That's about it.